Houston, Texas, has been hit by massive flooding after days of heavy rains. The flooding has caused extensive damage to infrastructure, cut off transportation, and forced thousands of residents to evacuate their homes. Local authorities have issued emergency warnings and urged residents to remain vigilant. The flooding was triggered by extremely high rainfall in a short period of time, reaching more than 10 inches, 25 centimeters, in some areas, according to the National Weather Service. A storm system that passed through Texas caused rivers to overflow and waterways to fail to handle the large volume of water. The situation is exacerbated by Houston's relatively flat topography, which makes it difficult for water to drain quickly. The flooding has prompted mass evacuations in several areas, especially in vulnerable areas, such as near Buffalo Bayou.
And this doesn't normally happen here.
Thousands of residents have been forced to leave their homes, while hundreds more have opted to stay in shelters provided by local authorities.
It's running right through our kitchen.
We've never seen water rise this fast. My house was underwater in less than an hour, said one Houston resident affected by the flooding. Authorities have deployed rescue teams, including firefighters and volunteers, to help residents stranded in their homes. Several major roads and bridges have also been temporarily closed due to unsafe conditions. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has declared a state of emergency for the greater Houston area, allowing for quick access to federal resources and assistance. We are working with all stakeholders to ensure the safety of our residents and minimize damage, he said at a news conference. The flooding has also caused major disruptions to the city's infrastructure, including power outages in some areas and delays at George Bush International Airport.
They're a little frantic, but yeah.
Local utilities are working to restore power as quickly as possible. The National Weather Service has warned that heavy rain is still possible in the coming days. Residents are being urged to remain vigilant and avoid flood-prone areas. Authorities are also urging residents not to drive on flooded roads, as this could be a safety hazard. The flooding is expected to have long-term impacts on Houston's economy and communities. Damage to infrastructure, such as roads and bridges, will take time and money to repair. In addition, many residents have lost property and homes, requiring long-term support to recover. The flooding in Houston is reminiscent of Hurricane Harvey several years ago, which caused extensive damage to the region. The government and local community are hoping to weather this disaster with minimal losses. Humanitarian aid from various organizations continues to flow into Houston, including food, clean water, and emergency supplies. Residents who want to help can visit the American Red Cross website or local organizations involved in disaster relief. The massive flooding in Houston, Texas, is a reminder of the region's vulnerability to natural disasters. Collaboration between government, volunteers, and the community is needed to meet this challenge and ensure the safety and recovery of all affected residents. Meanwhile, several areas of West Virginia have been hit by major flooding in recent days due to heavy rainfall and overflowing rivers. This has caused damage to infrastructure, disrupted residents' activities, and forced hundreds of families to evacuate. According to a report from the National Weather Service, heavy rains that have occurred since last weekend have caused several rivers, including the Kanawha and Elk Rivers, to reach dangerous levels. Flash flooding was reported in several areas, with water levels in some areas reaching more than 2 meters. "We haven't seen this kind of flooding in years," said John Smith, a local resident whose home was flooded. "It all happened so fast. The water rose in a matter of hours, and we had to get out immediately." Authorities have issued an emergency warning and asked residents in vulnerable areas to immediately evacuate to safer places. Rescue teams, including firefighters and volunteers, have been deployed to help evacuate residents trapped in their homes. A flash flood warning has been issued for the Wheeling area, about an hour's drive southwest of Pittsburgh. The National Weather Service said up to 2 inches of rain had fallen, with more expected later. Residents posted videos on social media showing streets turning into rivers. Some said the storm surge formed quickly and homes that had been hit by the latest floodwaters were once again underwater. Much of the eastern U.S. had experienced dangerously hot days this week before the latest storm hit. The West Virginia Division of Emergency Management posted a photo of a measuring tape in floodwater with the caption, "From bone dry to 5 inches in 45 minutes tonight in Elm Grove." West Virginia Governor Jim Justice has declared a state of emergency in several counties affected by the flooding. This is a very serious situation. We are doing everything we can to help those affected and get them back on their feet as quickly as possible, Justice said at a news conference. The flooding has also caused power outages in some areas, with more than 10,000 customers reported losing power. Local utilities are working to repair damaged power lines, but the process is expected to take several days. The flooding has also affected transportation. Several major highways are submerged in water and covered in mud, hampering vehicle movement. In addition, several bridges have been reported damaged, cutting off access to several areas. Authorities have urged residents to remain vigilant and avoid areas that are still potentially flooded. They have also asked people not to try to cross fast-flowing waters as it could endanger their safety. Emergency aid, including food, clean water, and blankets, has begun being distributed to evacuation centers. Humanitarian organizations such as the American Red Cross are also helping affected residents. Meanwhile, meteorologists predict that extreme weather is still likely to occur in the next few days. Residents are advised to continue monitoring weather developments and following instructions from authorities. This flood is a reminder of the importance of being prepared for natural disasters, especially in flood-prone areas such as West Virginia. The local government has promised to evaluate early warning systems and flood control infrastructure to reduce future risks.